Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make easy morning smoothies. It'll look like this, it'll be in a bag, and you just take it and you put it in the blender in the morning and you're good to go basically. So what you're going to need is an ice cube tray. Mine's like a rubber one and it works really good because you can push them out easier. A Sharpie, plastic bags, a spoon, yogurt. I use fat-free because you can't taste it. You can't taste the difference. And then you're just going to need frozen fruit or fresh fruit. The difference is, like, if you use frozen fruit, it's made to be frozen. So if you use fresh fruit, it can go bad. But if you're eating them every day, then it shouldn't go bad. So, and then you're also going to need milk. You can use any kind of milk, fat-free milk, or just the milk that you have already. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your yogurt, and I already did some of them yesterday, so I have about half a tub of yogurt. One of these big tubs makes 2 full trays, which is 6 days. So you're going to take your yogurt and your spoon, and you're just going to fill up the ice cube tray with yogurt, and then once you're done, you're going to put it in the fridge. And so the thing is, you want to make sure that you have it all the way filled up. You see how this one's not filled up? You want to make sure you have it all the way filled up and like spread it around so it's all the way full, or else you'll have some. It's really hard to get them all the way full sometimes. But if you don't, you'll have some cubes that look like this from where you didn't get the ice or the yogurt all the way down in there. So it's not a full cube. So after you get done with that, here, I'm going to finish doing this and then I'll come back. Alright, so after you fill your ice cube tray, it should look about like this. I ran out of yogurt, so it's, I used 3 cubes in every bag, so I filled it this way, so then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and I'm just missing another one. So then after you do that, you just want to put it in the fridge. Obviously make sure it's flat, and it doesn't matter if you have like yogurt on the sides or the top. The reason I don't, it looks really good, is because I was trying to fill up that one last spot, so I used a spatula. So you're going to put it in the freezer, and then you're going to take Ziploc bags, like this, and you're going to write the date that the yogurt expires on it. So my yogurt expires March 5th, so it says MAR 5. And you're going to do that for however many days. Oh, I got out the perfect number of bags. However many days you have. And then you're just going to set those to the side. So I already made yogurt yesterday. So I already have bags that are filled with the little yogurt cubes and already say the date on them. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next step. So then you pick out the fruit that you want to have every day. Like these ones have raspberries and blueberries. This one is just strawberries. This one is raspberries and blueberries. I just got sliced peaches and mixed fruit, which is pineapple, strawberries, peaches, and mango. So it's better to get these bags because they're resealable, because I had these ones first, and there's blueberries in the bottom of my freezer because I didn't seal it right. So if you have the non-sealable ones, just roll it over like this and then put a ponytail around it or whatever. I just have a couple raspberries left in this bag, so I'm going to go ahead and use the raspberries. And so you just put them in the bag. Obviously, you've washed your hands by now. You just put them in the bag with that. You want to have a decent amount of fruit, but you don't want to have too much. But if you have a lot, it doesn't really matter. So this is all based on your own personal preference, whatever you think is going to taste good. So, if you get bags that are already mixed, then you can just dump that. Like, this one is already mixed with what I said a minute ago. So I don't need to mix that with any other fruit. And this one is just peaches, and I love peaches, so I'm probably going to do just a plain peach one. It's hard to find frozen bananas, so if you want to do strawberry banana smoothies, you're probably going to have to get fresh bananas and just cut them up. You don't have to cut them in really little slices. Like, you see how thinly sliced these peaches are? If you do bananas, you don't have to cut them that thin because you're going to put it in the blender. So, I'm putting my raspberries and my blueberries together just because they're just plain. And because I like peaches, I just did one plain peach one, and I did one that has the mixed fruit. So that looks like a good amount. I have raspberries and blueberries in there. That looks like a good amount. So peaches. This one's the mixed fruit. And then I have 2 more bags. So I might do some of the mixed fruit and the blueberries, just to try it out. If you have no idea what you want to put in your smoothie, my best suggestion is to walk down the frozen fruit aisle, and they'll usually have like smoothie kits, and you can just look at the flavors or the fruits that they have mixed in the smoothie kits and get an idea, and just see what sounds good. Doing this makes your hands really cold, and if you do blueberries, your hands are going to get stained. Just a forewarning. So, after you do this, after you've made up your bags, then you're just going to seal them up and put them in the freezer. And then I'm going to go ahead and make one so you can see what I do to make them. They're really easy. So I'm going to wash my hands, put these in the freezer, and get back to you. Your blender, and go ahead and pour some milk in there. I use fat-free milk because honestly with the fruit you can't taste it. You just want to pour just enough milk in there to cover up the blades. You see how there's really not that much milk in there. And then you want to take whichever bag you're using and go ahead and take the cubes of yogurt out. From doing this, I've realized that if you do things a little bit separately, so do the cubes of yogurt first and then mix in the fruit, it works a lot better because you don't have a whole bunch of chunks trying to get blended up at once. So after you put the cubes of yogurt in there, you're just going to turn it on, and you want to do it. On the slower speeds, you can still see if there's chunks in there because they'll bounce up and down. So, like, this is the slow speed. You see how there's a couple of chunks in there because they're bouncing really high? So if you speed it up, then it'll get that. So then you want to turn it off, and you might want to, like, look in there or get a knife and make sure all of the chunks got broken up, which they did. And then you're going to dump your fruit in. So this is blueberries and raspberries. And another thing is, if you're taking this to like school or work or whatever, you want to make sure that after you get done drinking it, you rinse out your cup because it can get really nasty if you like leave it in there. So it's best to like rinse it out at a water fountain or whatever, and then then the next, like when you get home, wash it, obviously. So now I'm mixing in berries. So if you see that everything just kind of comes to a halt, you just stick your knife in there and mix it around a little bit. And then try again. You can see the color change in it because the berries are getting broken up. My blender's really, really, really old, so sometimes it likes to not work well. So it should be like a good consistency. Like, it'll stay on the knife, but if you shake it, it'll come off, you know? It'll look like a smoothie. You can see that it's still lumpy and not too like just smooth. So then you'll take your cup, and I'm just using my Spalding cup, and you just pour it in there. Sometimes it'll pour. If it doesn't want to pour, you can add more milk. But I like mine this consistency. You can always change up the amount of milk you use to change the consistency of it. It's all dependent on your personal preference. So almost missed the cup. The reason why this is such a good thing to have is it gives you a lot of, like, the healthy, beneficial fruits and vegetable side. And it's really easy to make in the morning. I just dripped some. Because all you do is literally take the bag, blend it. And you can make all the bags, like, on the weekend before. So then, it's really easy to do in the morning. And then you just take your blender and you just rinse it out, obviously. Really good. And if I can get my lid on there, I'll have a smoothie. This lid doesn't like to work sometimes. And it's really good. And it's super good for school because you can drink it on the bus or whatever. And, I mean, you could even do this whenever you want to. Doesn't have to be just for breakfast. So, that's about it.